Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode number 12. Okay. The name of this one, also trying to rhyme, Uncivil in Seville, but it's Uncivil in Seville, so I don't know.
They're really missing the mark.
They really are. We pick up where we left off back at the restaurant when Larsa was showing the text messages. So Larsa in her confessional said, Jody texted me, I'm trying to let it all drop, but you seem to not want to let this go like we've been trying to do. So she starts like telling us what the text messages are about in her confessional. I mean, later on in the episode, Lisa gives us the whole text message, which, by the way, was nothing.
It was nothing, and I don't know where I heard it, and it could have been on the show. Larsa and Jody had history of texting each other.
Right.
So
Right.
maybe they said it on the show. Like, it wasn't like your husband and I have a history of texting each other.
Right. But
right?
your husband and I don't have a
But
history
you
of
and
texting.
Eric do not.
Right.
So if this were a situation where you and Eric were all of a sudden texting each other, yeah, that could be like, what? Wait, what?
Right.
But not Bill and I.
Correct.
Yes. So, that gave more, to me, that gave more clarification. They hadn't an established texting history.
Correct.
And like you said, when Lisa repeated what it said, it was nothing.
It was nothing.
I'm starting to think that Larsa is just mad that Lisa is getting attention.
I mean, I have a lot of feelings about Larsa. I just think that she's just trying to be relevant. I think she's just trying to be relevant. And it's just ridiculous, to be honest with you.
She's got whatever's really going on in her life, she's not sharing with us.
Right.
Marcus was a good stand-in for that the last few seasons or whatever. He's gone.
Right.
But she's still using him as a storyline.
Right. But she won't say his name.
She won't say his name, but she's still using him because, honestly, if you were over it, why would you care who's following him?
I mean, you wouldn't. You really wouldn't.
Care?
You wouldn't.
I don't understand why Lisa continued to follow him. I would have been like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let me unfollow him.
I totally understand. It was just a power trip. You're not going to tell her what to do. That's what it was.
Right.
It
and it was like a power trip on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Lisa has such little power that if this is the only thing she could do, that this is what she's
totally
gonna
agree.
Do. You know what I'm saying?
And Adriana, like she made a good point. Like Lenny knows that Lisa's here, so he could have said, "Okay, I'll agree to blah 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 blah," only if Lisa signs within the hour.
Right. Yeah, just to make it more difficult for her.
Right.
Right. I mean, it was legit. It was a legit thing. It's not like she was making it up.
It was obviously legit because Jody was on the other line calling her, trying to get her a notary. Like at first, I'm like, I've never heard of that. But when Adriana said that, I was like, well, it could be. That could be.
Right. So,
and why wouldn't he do that? He's proven himself to be difficult in this divorce custody battle
the whole time.
So why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't we believe that he would do that?
Right. Right. I mean, and then Marisol comes back in the room and it's like, oh, we have a situation. The situation is that Jody's been texting, all afternoon. And Adriana said, well, there's a legal thing going on here. Like, let's take care of this first and we'll deal with that tomorrow, which was the smart thing to do.
Yes, it was.
Right. I mean, like that was like, let's get this taken care of. So Lisa asks the ladies to go back to the dinner. She's going to excuse herself so she can take care of this. So she leaves. I guess she goes upstairs somewhere. There's someplace she can go. Larsa's sitting there saying that she wants to get off this ride, that she thinks she's on a ride with her. Adriana says to Larsa when she comes back and there's 2 separate issues. What is that about? Oh, there's two separate. When she comes back, she's like, well, there's 2 separate issues. They shouldn't be texting. And then there's the Lisa lawyer situation. Like she needs to go take care of that. Like, let's just separate it and like get it done. So Guerdy goes upstairs to help Lisa, which I thought was very nice.
Yes, I agree.
And while Larsa's downstairs, she's still saying, like, she's been, like, since the time we sat down, it was about the notary. Like, she's making it all about her.
That's what I'm saying, like, is
Right.
Lisa just mad? I mean, is Larsa just
Larsa.
mad that Lisa's getting this attention?
Yeah. Like I said, I think she's
Like,
just,
Lisa has legit things going on in her life that she is willing to share with us as a reality TV personality.
right. Right.
That is why she's getting our empathy. That's why she's getting our support. That's why she's a fan favorite for most people, I think. But Larsa gives us nothing.
No, she really doesn't. I mean, complaining about text messages. I mean, like,
Yeah.
throwing a fit about it. Um, the ladies downstairs are saying they can't believe that she only has an hour. Like, how can that be? And then Adriana's trying to tell Alexia, listen, like, men play games. Like, Lenny knows that
Mhm.
she's here. Like,
Yeah.
like, what if Todd? And then as soon as she said Todd, Alexia just flipped out. It was like she went from 0 to 100.
Analogies on housewives have proven to be unsuccessful.
Really have. They really have. They should
And,
steer
this
clear.
one is definitely up there with the Gia Giudice analogy.
Yes. Oh, yes.
This reaction is similar. Let's keep the analogies out of the housewives, ladies.
Yeah, 100%. And
But that's all
Maris,
it was.
it was just an analogy. It was just an
And it's
analogy.
interesting well, I guess because it's Adriana too. I'm like, "Well, Adriana doesn't have any beef with Todd," but I guess she actually does because she's the one who said all the things last season about him not having the money and them having problems.
Yeah,
That's
Adriana just,
probably what warranted not
yes.
warranted, but that's probably what prompted Alexia's reaction.
Yeah. And Marisol is back there saying, like, why is Jody, like, texting Larsa? Why isn't he helping Lisa? He, in fact, was helping Lisa. He was
The
on the
text
phone with
messages were
Lisa.
from hours before.
Right. Right. So I guess they can get an online notary and, Jody's trying to help her with that, telling her what she needs to do. But then when Guerdy grabs the phone away from Lisa and says, Jody, this is Guerdy. I don't want you to engage with Larsa. I'm like, this was not the time.
No, he wasn't like, that wasn't even on the, on the horizon, like, that was,
I mean,
again, 2 separate issues, like, but this one, the legal stuff is taking precedent, so
I know she had good intentions, but it just didn't need to happen. And Jody's like, I just need to make sure Lisa gets this notarized and gets it done.
yeah, like, Gertie, you can have your moment in, like, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just give me 15 minutes so she can get all this notarized.
Yeah. So then downstairs, the ladies they start to order their main course, and Adriana's sitting next to Stephanie, and then she says to her, "Do you know why I went to mass today?" And Stephanie starts laughing, like she thought she was joking. She's like, "No, because I can't deal with this. This hurts my heart. Like all this drama." I agree with her. Like there's a lot of drama. Like it's just nonstop.
And it's too much, quite honestly. I mean, some people might be enjoying it. Well, Cousin Gina's definitely enjoying it, but
Yes,
it's way too much drama for me. Everybody is fighting with everybody. It's just not enjoyable to watch.
that's how I feel. It's too much. It's just too much, and everything goes from 0 to 100.
Very quickly, especially with these ladies.
Yes.
And then Larsa tells Adriana to go sit in the corner and cry.
I couldn't believe that. See, and this is the stuff. And then that just blew me, like, who are you to tell her where to sit?
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
that's why I think she is trying to be relevant.
Yes.
Adriana was not bothering you. She wasn't bothering you.
She wasn't
You
even
go sit.
talking to you.
Yeah. She wasn't even talking to you.
Horrible. And then Julia's just going around kissing people.
Julia. Oh yeah, Julia is like the kissing
Julia
bandit.
wants to change the vibe.
Yep.
She asked Stephanie to kiss her. I thought that was interesting.
Well, Stephanie says she won't do it. So now that's going to be her thing because Stephanie's like, I'm not going
Mm.
to do that. I'm not going to do that. Marisol said, well, everyone does it. Even Larsa's done it. And then, Julia's over there sitting next to her and she won't do it. Then when Lisa finishes getting the papers notarized, her and Guerdy and Adriana go back down to the dinner. And Marisol says, monkeys, everything solved. And Lisa says, yes. What do you think about the whole monkey thing?
I think that that's just like a term of endearment that Marisol uses, right?
Yeah, I do too. I mean, and it was brought up on the after show. Lisa says it's fine that Marisol calls her monkey, but she doesn't want anybody else calling her monkey. Like she's okay with Marisol calling her that because it is a term of endearment the way Marisol says it. But people have been talking about that, like, even Kiki said, "Well, you better not call her that, she'll take notes about that too," you know, and that
Does
will
she
get
only call Lisa monkey?
only Lisa, yeah, and
I
she
thought she called everybody
no,
monkey.
no,
I'll be
only
honest.
Lisa. Nope, only Lisa, and Marisol even talks about it on the after show. She says that, she just thinks of her as, like, this, like, little wiry, like, monkey, like, she's just, like, kind of all over the place. Again, she doesn't say it with malice. It is a term of endearment.
It's so funny 'cause I never even thought about it before, but, like, I never thought about it. My sister used to call her kids turkey all the time, like, "Come here, you little turkey." Like, I used to call my kids little brajol or something. I
Uh
don't know, I just like, you just come up with these little things and,
Right,
like, I
right.
never thought twice about Marisol. I honestly thought she called everybody monkey.
Nope, just Lisa. She only
I
calls
didn't
Lisa
notice it
monkey.
was only Lisa, but who
Yeah.
it's cute. I
I
think I
think it's
mean
and if Lisa doesn't have a problem with it, that's all that matters.
exactly.
That's all that matters. Lisa doesn't have a problem with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a problem either, especially when I heard that Lisa doesn't have a problem with it. I think it's
Yeah,
cute
that's all
too.
that matters. Right,
Right,
right.
right. So then Lisa
Huh.
sits down and says, "Let's have a little chit chat." Like to Larsa, like, "What's the problem? Like, why don't you tell me what's the problem?" And she said, like, "I don't know. I've been dealing with a lot of legal stuff." Lisa's saying this, and Larsa's like, "Well, your boyfriend is texting me. He shouldn't be texting me. He's harassing me."
She said, "Your boyfriend is texting me things he shouldn't be texting me."
Right.
And then Lisa reads the text, and it is so not aggressive. It is so not aggressive.
Like, Lisa says, "Well, why are you involving him?" Larsa said, "I've never involved him. He's the one who involved himself when we were in Milan." And then Lisa says to Larsa, "You're acting like a victim." Then Larsa says, "I'm acting like a victim." And she says, "Alexia, tell her to shut up." Why does she have to tell Alexia?
That's what I'm saying. They
Like
keep doing this. They
this is
keep
crazy.
deferring to Alexia to
Mediate.
reprimand the other ones. Like, even when Lisa and Larsa went to lunch, Lisa went in the bathroom and called Alexia and was like, "This is what Larsa said." She said, "Nobody likes me." And like, who put you in charge, Alexia? But they are. Like,
Yeah.
that's why she feels the way she feels, because they're putting her in charge.
It's crazy. When she said that to her, like, "Tell her to shut up." And then Alexia leans over to Lisa and says, "You're just gonna make it worse, the way you 2 are just going at each other."
That drove me nuts.
I know. Larsa's yelling, "This happened to me. You're the victim. It's nonstop." And then Lisa's sitting there crying with her phone in her hand, and Marisol yells across the table, "Lisa, I see you taking notes." Lisa says, "Yeah, I'm taking notes for myself." And that's when Kiki said to her, she's going to take notes about you to Marisol. Stephanie says, "Are there any notes about me?" And she's like, "Well, not yet." She said, "You know why I take notes? Because of my divorce. I've learned that you have to take notes about everything." And listen, I know that Lisa came out with this new app, right? It's for divorce. It's for separated and divorced people.
Yes.
Splitwell, it's called Splitwell. She was actually working on that while she was filming this. That's who her business partners were that she was in. Where was she?
St. Bart's.
She was in St. Bart's with. Those were her business partners as well.
Okay. So she
So
really was doing business.
she really was doing business. They also happened to be her attorneys. Like her attorneys and her business partners are one and the same people. Also found out on the after show that that trip was planned 6 months prior to the Seville trip. So,
So
you
before
know
they even started filming, probably.
yes, yes. So, she was able to make it. It was just the day before. She landed one day and then she had to fly out like the next morning or something. She landed one night and had to fly out the next day. But if she's going through something right now and Lenny is burying her, right? And,
Right.
she's having a very hard time. So she's learning that you've got to take notes. You've got to keep this stuff straight. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking notes. Yes, I think maybe, you know, with Marisol calling it out like that and the way she reacted, I could see where the ladies would be a little uneasy. But listen, if you don't say anything that you don't mean, then you don't worry about it, right?
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. So, like, we're held accountable on this podcast because when we're wrong, people point it out, and
Right,
that's good. That's very good, and we
right,
appreciate it.
right.
It helps you to be more careful with what you say and how you say it. I mean, listen, I think it's a little weird in a group of friends if you're taking notes. However, they are in a position where, yes, they're a group of friends, but they're also recording a reality show where there's going to be a reunion.
Yes.
And that's where everybody brings their receipts. So if she needs to organize her thoughts in notes to refer to later, it's okay.
I think it's fine.
She's just trying to stay well informed. It's a little odd to do it in the moment, but I guess that's the point. You have to do it in the moment, otherwise you're gonna forget.
Yeah.
But the ladies are not happy about it. I mean,
No.
like, it's weird. Like, they're acting like, I don't know, like she's, like, digging up dirt on them or something. Like, she's taking notes. She's just writing things down.
And honestly, she admitted she was only taking notes on Larsa because Larsa kept calling her names and Larsa kept like belittling her. Larsa was coming at her. And honestly, she was trying to deal with the whole legal matter while like putting Larsa at bay. So let me just jot down these notes because I'm not going to deal with this now. I'll deal with this later.
Right,
Well, I'm going to
right.
focus on this one problem here and then I'll come back to this one. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. That's just me. I think that that was fine. I think it was
And
totally
they
fine.
also already sat down and had a conversation, and clearly that did not go well.
Right.
And
Right.
it's becoming like a he said, she said. Jody did this, Jody did not do that. Like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. Alexia said it's very hard to be friends with someone who's taking notes on you. I'm sorry.
it's really not. It's
I
really
don't
not
think
that
so.
hard, Alexia. You could
No.
do it.
Larsa, in
You
her
could do it.
confessional, says, I'm not sitting in a court of law. You have to take notes on our conversation. Can she even spell dumb? Come on, Larsa. Really?
She just goes very low,
She
Larsa. But
really
again,
does.
she's got nothing, she brings nothing to this show, Larsa. Her son is adorable, and the fashion show scene with her son was great.
Right.
I don't know why her kids aren't more involved. I guess Miami, the kids really
They're
aren't.
old. They're adults. Her kids are
Yeah,
adults.
and Guerdy's kids aren't really involved. Lisa's kids aren't involved, but I think that that's Lenny probably won't allow them to film, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I don't think Larsa brings anything to the table for this show. You know, she was dating Michael Jordan's son. That was a little exciting, but now that's over.
Right.
So I don't know.
Right.
I don't think we need Larsa on this show.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan of
No.
Larsa's. I'm really
And
not.
I don't think she's necessary.
Adriana in her confessional says she thinks it's not a bad idea to take notes, to keep things straight. Alexia says, she's been taking mental notes in her confessional the entire trip. Okay, Alexia. Then Larsa says, you don't do that in a group of friends. Lisa said, well, we're not really friends. I was like, good for her. Larsa said, well, then you don't need to be sitting across from it. You can go sit over there. Now she tells Lisa where to sit again, like somebody else. She's
Yeah.
telling her where to sit.
Yeah.
It is not for you to tell Lisa where to sit.
No. That's what I'm saying. She's I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like senseless conflict. It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. So then Julia stands up and is like, okay, we have to have fun. And that's when she starts going around the table. She goes around the
Kissing
table.
everyone,
Yep.
yes.
And giving everyone a kiss.
Larsa and Lisa weren't feeling it either.
No, no. But she did get Marisol, Kiki, and Guerdy. So that's okay. I mean, listen, I'm glad that her and Guerdy were not fighting
Yeah.
because they are still fighting now. So I don't know
Yeah.
where that goes awry, but well, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So then we're on day 3 in Spain. Guerdy, Lisa, Adriana, and Kiki are all going to go shopping together. And then the other ladies, Julia, Stephanie, Larsa, Marisol, and Alexia, are going to go paint tiles at the tile place.
How smart is Adriana? I know we said it last week, but when they
I
were sightseeing,
Yep,
fun fact,
yep. I loved all the information she was giving them.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
She's so smart.
she really is. She really is. I mean, what did she say? We'll get there. So when the ladies are going to do the tiles, Marisol says this reminds her of her mother because her mother would always bring over Spanish hand painted tiles and she had them like all over her house, which I thought that was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
And when they get there to paint the tiles, this was so stupid. Alexia says to Marisol, please don't paint what you painted in our room the other day.
Yeah, that was dumb.
The male genitalia. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like that whole scene. And then when they in their confessionals, when they asked them all to draw it,
Yeah.
I mean, the only one I'd give credit to is for Larsa because she's like, I'm not drawing that. I'm not drawing a penis. No. I would have said
Right.
the same. I would have said the exact same thing. That's the only
Right.
thing I would have done the same as Larsa. Is like, no, I'm not drawing a penis. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm good.
It
I'm
was
all
so
set.
stupid.
It was stupid.
I mean, Stephanie put wrinkles on hers. And then she FaceTimed Masood. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, it looks exactly like it. What?
If I called Eric and was like, "Oh, look, I drew," he'd be like, "The fuck?"
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
I don't know.
Bizarre.
Very bizarre. So then Adriana takes them to the oldest place in Europe. It was created by the Muslims. It's called Alcázar. It's one of the most iconic spots in around the world. Not only is it the oldest, but it's still being utilized by the royal family. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Adriana.
Yeah.
The name Alcázar comes from Arabic, which means fortress. Kiki said maybe this was her castle from a past life. Maybe it was. Like, I love
Mhm.
that. Adriana has traveled to 58 different countries. She lived in Paris. She studied art history. She also lived in Florence and studied Italian art and in Rome. Like,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
She's very worldly.
She really is very worldly. I actually might say she is probably one of the most worldly housewives.
I would imagine. I mean, I would say Luann is
I was gonna
probably
say Luann is
just
there,
because of who her husband was,
and Sonia,
maybe.
maybe Sonia, and maybe Dorinda. Let me think.
I don't know, but Adriana's definitely up there.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Adriana.
Which also goes to show you, I mean, I think that Alexia and Marisol, we've said it before, are envious of the younger, richer girls that have come onto the show, but maybe there's a little envy there too because Adriana is so worldly and has had all of those experiences.
Yeah, it could
Because 'Cause they're
be.
not nice to her.
No, they're not. I think they're jealous. I really think they're jealous of
That's what
her.
I'm saying. I
I
really
really
think they are.
Yeah, I do. So then the other ladies are talking about the ones doing the tile, they're talking about going to Marbella, whatever it's called, tomorrow. Stephanie said she didn't have a chance to ask Larsa. She wanted to make sure that she feels comfortable with Lisa going on the plane. I was like, "What? Are you kidding
Yeah,
me? Are
that's
you
ridiculous.
kidding me? A 22-minute flight. Does she feel comfortable having Lisa on the plane? I wanna make sure that you're happy." Larsa says, "Well, I know I was shaking so bad yesterday." "You were not shaking. Who are you kidding?"
No, she was not shaking. So Stephanie's Larsa's employee now.
Yeah,
Stephanie works for Larsa.
yeah. So Larsa says, "No, I don't feel comfortable being on the plane with her."
Right, which is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Like you said, it's a 22-minute flight. You're gonna make one person stay off of the plane?
I
Come
mean,
on.
when that came up, Julia says, "Well, there's something more about my trip that's so important. I don't know if I told you this, but I was thinking about asking my friends, Derek and Jeffrey, to be the godparents to my children." And they're like, "Oh my God, that's so amazing. That's great." And we find out that Julia and Martina met these men, Derek and Jeffrey, more than 10 years ago. And it's more than symbolic. She wants them to have a male figure, 2 male figures in their lives because they really don't. And Julia says, "It's a special moment that I'm so sorry that Lisa's going through, but what she's going through right now, I don't want it to turn out like yesterday's dinner did."
It's interesting that she's gonna do that without Martina there.
Yeah, listen, this is just part of her, you know yeah. Right? It's just part of the story. So, Alexia feels like you need to talk to her, you just can't not invite her. Listen, I was glad that Alexia said that. I mean,
Yes, me
seriously, like,
too.
I mean,
Yes.
you can't just not invite her. Julia said, "Of course not, like, I can't see myself saying, 'Lisa, you're not invited.'" So, Stephanie goes on to say that you guys have been friends with Lisa for a long time, and you've allowed her to act this way. You're the one who lets her get away with this. Get away with what? Okay, yes, she's late. She's late.
I think at that point she was talking about the punctuality because she said, "You know she's gonna be late. She's already gonna be late." So I do think she was talking about that. But it does lead you to believe that I think Larsa's having a hard time with all of the attention Lisa's getting. And clearly Larsa brought Stephanie on the show. So they probably had conversations before they started recording, and Stephanie understood the assignment.
She sure did.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna gun for you, but, I do what I can for my friend to make this season difficult for you. And I got the private jet to use.
Mhm. Exactly. Larsa's like, "I don't wanna be on a plane with her. I don't wanna be in a car with her." I'm like, "God." And Stephanie in her confessional says, there's this thing known as jetiquette. It's etiquette on a jet." Okay. If I
I'm
hear
getting a little tired of hearing about Stephanie's private jet.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
And unfortunately, this is not the last we hear of it,
No, I wish it
this
was.
episode.
No, I wish it was.
At this point, though, they're flipping back and forth between the groups, and it gets a little confusing,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yes.
in my notes, I'm like, "Are they kicking Lisa off of the PJ? Like, what is going on?" Because the flipping back and forth, I didn't appreciate that.
No, I didn't appreciate it either. So Alexi at this point says, this is not like something's going on with Lisa because she's not usually like this. Marisol says, yeah, I think she's thinking more and the wheels are spinning. She said, I don't want to get sued. Marisol said this. I mean, I like my money. And Larsa said, yeah, that's why I don't want her on the plane. So now
What
it
are they
went
talking about?
so now it went from they don't want her on the plane because Jody and Lisa, the whole texting thing, to because Lisa's taking notes. We don't want her on the plane now because that's now the reason they don't
What are
want
they
her on the
talking
plane.
about getting sued? Like, what are you talking about? This is what I mean. None of it's all nonsensical. What
It
they're
is
talking about, what they're doing, how Larsa is reacting to things, none of it makes sense. It's like you're trying to make a good TV show, you're not.
no, you're not. You're really not. Because then the other ladies are sitting down and they're talking, Lisa, Guerdy, and Kiki and Adriana. And Lisa's like, I'm going through a lot. And Kiki's like, yeah, okay, I get that. But it's not okay for somebody's boyfriend to be reaching out to another person in the group. Lisa said she started it. Kiki said, well,
And
how did
again, they had a history of
Right.
communicating via text.
Exactly. So they go back and forth about this. And Lisa said, listen, let's just leave Jody alone. Let's just get him out of this. Marisol, then we go back to the other side. Then Marisol and Julie decide that they're going to be the ones that are going to tell Lisa that she can't go on the plane. Okay. So then we go back to Adriana and Lisa, and they feel that like they need to de-escalate the situation. And they feel like if she unfollows Marcus, that will at least de-escalate the situation. And I liked,
Adriana, again, was
yes,
so good. Like, she broke
yes,
it down. Like, Lisa is empowering Larsa by not unfollowing Marcus. She's getting the other girls to agree with her and that it's wrong that
right,
she's still following him.
right.
And she was 100% right.
100% right. 100% right.
So at
So,
least Lisa unfollowed him at that.
right, exactly. So then they get back, everyone gets back, and we see that Marisol and Julia are upstairs on the roof. I'm like, why are they on the roof? So they're waiting for Lisa to come back, right? And when Lisa gets there, she like ran up the stairs to the roof. So she's like all out of breath. I'm like, wait, what? Why was she running up the stairs to get there?
Yeah, isn't there an elevator?
I don't know. I thought that whole thing was a little bit weird. Like, why are they up on the roof meeting? Why is Lisa running up the steps? What is going on? So then Lisa gets up there, they make small pleasantries with her. And then Julia says, like, our role as hostess is to have this conversation with Lisa. Julie goes on to explain that they're going to go to ask Derek and Jeffrey to be the godfather. And it's a very special day. And Lisa's like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So what, you want me to be on my best behavior? Of course, I'm going to be on my best behavior. Then they go on to say, everyone's very nervous with you. Then Marisol says, well, what about this? Like, what about if we have a basket on the plane and you get on the plane and you put your phone in the basket? And then when we get to the house, you put your phone in the basket. And Lisa's like, I can't put my phone in. I have kids. I have small kids. Like, what do you mean? I can't not have my phone. And Marisol's like, well, wait, what about, I mean, Lenny's at home with the kids. He can take care of the kids. She's like, no, he can't. Well, what about Jody? No, he's not their father. Well, if he loves you, it's
Okay,
not
but who has the kids? And if nobody can take care of the kids but you, why are you in Spain
well,
without the kids?
I don't think it's that she can't take care of the kids. I think that she just needs to be available if something comes up with the kids.
I get that, but I think that this comes down to Lisa just doesn't want to be told what to do.
Well, she also says, listen, is everyone else putting their phones in the basket or is this just something you're doing to me?
And they say, yes, we'll all put
Yes.
our phones in the basket.
Yes. So she's like, you know what? That's fine. I don't need to go on this. I don't need to go. That's fine. I won't go. I won't phone. I'm not doing this. I'm not putting my phone in the basket.
Which is kind of ridiculous. It's a 22-minute airplane ride. For
It is.
22 minutes, you're in Spain. So if somebody calls with an emergency, God forbid, and you can't react for 22 minutes, it's going to be okay.
I
Because there's
agree.
nothing you can do from Spain anyway.
I agree. But I do think in Lisa's defense, I think it was the way it was put towards her and how they did a sit down with her. I mean, it's only 22 minutes, you're right. But
She doesn't wanna be told what to do.
she doesn't wanna be told what to do. She
Yeah.
doesn't. I mean, she's a grown woman.
Of course.
So she's like that, you know what? I'm not going to dinner either. I'm not going to dinner. I don't blame her. Honestly, I don't blame her. I don't know that I want to go sit at dinner with these people either. They're just, you know, arguing with me about everything. Like, what is the point? Well, Julia says, well, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Okay. So then Adriana goes over to Gertie's room and she has no makeup on. Gertie said, I'm not a makeup artist. Gertie's like, I'm not a makeup artist. Like, I can't do this. And then 10 minutes later, we see her putting on Adriana's makeup. She's like, this is not your color. Like, I only know how to do my color. I thought that was hysterical. Like,
That
that's the
was
kind of
funny.
stuff I like.
Yes, yes.
I thought it was very strange. The next thing that happened, Alexia calls Lisa and she says, can you guys go ahead? I need 5 more minutes. I was like, why is Lisa's not going? Why is she calling Lisa?
Right,
So then we see 90 minutes earlier, Marisol called her on the phone and said, Lisa, like, I thought we really want you at dinner. I really want you to come to dinner. So Lisa's like, all right, I still need to eat. All right, I'll go to dinner. But I guess at this point, she only had 90 minutes to get ready, which
right.
for Lisa is not enough time, apparently.
Not nearly enough.
Right. But then Alexia announces that they're, missing Adriana and Guerdy. And Larsa's like, all right, well, let's just go. Like, the girls can get over there. Well, why wouldn't you call them and see where they're at? I mean, you're just going to
Right,
leave?
right.
So they all get in the car and they're like ready to leave. But then all of a sudden, Guerdy and Adriana come out. Like, they were literally going to leave them there because Larsa said, all right, let's just go. Okay. I mean, seriously?
It doesn't seem like Larsa wants to be there, quite honestly. It doesn't seem like Larsa's enjoying herself very much. I mean, I don't know how any of them are enjoying themselves because there's so much fighting going on, but she seems like irritated all the time, Larsa.
She really
So
does.
just don't be on the show then.
No, she does. I don't
I
get it.
hate when sorry. I dislike when housewives act like that. Then don't be on the show. You're clearly irritated by every little thing.
Right.
So this can't be enjoyable for you, and it's certainly not enjoyable for us to watch.
No, it's really not. It's not. So as they're driving over to the restaurant, Alexia said 40 years ago when she lived here and she was 17, Adrian was like, oh, why didn't you marry a Spaniard? Alexia says, well, I actually was engaged to a Spanish guy. His grandfather was the owner of Pepsi Cola in Spain. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And Marisol's like, let's hunt him down. Like,
Yeah.
let's find him.
And yeah, she's like, I didn't even know what that was back in the day. How could you not know what that was?
I
Pepsi
know
Cola.
Pepsi's been around a long time.
I know. Yeah, you knew what that was. So they're just talking about their day, and Alexia is talking about how she made a tile for her and Todd. Then we see the tile.
Mm.
They tell the ladies about how Marisol and Julia met up with Lisa, and about the caveat about Lisa having to leave her phone in the basket and get on this is while they're eating dinner, and Lisa's not there yet. And then all of a sudden, Adriana yells out that, well, Lisa unfollowed Marcus today. And Marisol said, oh, thank God. And baby Jesus, Alexia said, that's good. And Larsa's uh, like, I don't even
There's much
care.
more to it than that.
Yeah, yeah. That's the bare
There's
minimum, she
much
said.
more now.
Yeah,
Clearly, Larsa just has it out for Lisa, and
yeah,
nothing Lisa does is going to make anything better.
right. And then Guerdy said to Adriana, I didn't know you were going to announce that because we all made a pact that we were not going to announce it and that she unfollowed Marcus. And Adriana's like, we did? And Gertie's like, yeah. And then we see the pinky promise. I mean,
Yeah.
I listen, they obviously did. She did do the pinky promise.
Yeah.
Gertie's like, they made Kiki promise like her life that that she was, I guess Kiki's the one who always gives the secrets out. I mean, I don't know why Kiki was the one that was such a big deal about. And he was like, well, I missed
Well,
that part.
I mean, I feel like Kiki's repeated a lot this season.
Well, she
I feel
has.
like Kiki's, had her hands in a lot this season.
Kiki has had her hands on a lot this season. She
Yeah.
has. She has.
And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
Because somebody's got to do it. And, she wants her full time spot, which I feel like she should have by now.
I do too. I do too. Adriana's like, well, I must have missed that. And Gertie's like, well, you were there. And she's like, well, I was looking at the birds. I was watching the parakeets. Stephanie's like, you are the worst secret keeper. So then Lisa shows up and they're all eating, and Marisol's like, "Oh, I'm glad you're here." And Stephanie says to Larsa, "Come on and eat real quick." And Larsa in her confessional is like, "Who shows up 2 hours late and acts like everything's okay?" And on the screen it says, "Only 1 hour late."
Only 1 hour late, which for Lisa's pretty good.
And no, that's nothing for Lisa. I mean, she
Right.
only had 90 minutes.
And nobody told anybody to not eat until Lisa got there, like, you were fed, you had your drinks, like,
She didn't hold
relax.
anything up. Exactly.
Right, right.
So Lisa sits down and she's like, "What's the tea?" And then Kiki's like, "Well, we made the promise." Kiki says, "But not going to say anything." And Adriana ran her mouth. And I was like, "Oh." And Adriana was like, "It wasn't like that." And Kiki's like, "Yeah, it was." And Adriana said, "First of all, Kiki, stop being so ratchet."
Do
Ratchet.
you think that because of, like, the language barrier, like, do you think she meant to say something else?
So initially, that's what I thought, right?
Okay.
So when I watched the after show because I got a little more clarity on it from the after show, not from Adriana so much as from like Julia, because Julia was saying, you know, like, it's okay, it's okay. First of all, Julia did not know what ratchet meant. To her, ratchet was like a tool that you use on a farm, like a ratchet. So Julia had no idea what ratchet meant.
Right.
But Adriana does speak many languages, and I'm not giving Adriana that. Kiki knew what it meant. So the definition of ratchet, because Kiki, where was it? So the way she meant it, okay, so in the confessional, Guerdy said, looks it up, ratchet slang, low class or out of control or used in a disparaging or complimentary way. I'm confused now. So the way she meant ratchet was like, you're like confusing the situation. She didn't mean it. And I believe it can be used that way also. Like, it
Messy. Like,
messy, like
messy. Yeah.
disparaging, like you're
Yes,
confusing
yes.
the situation,
Right.
not calling her
Low
that word.
class.
Right, right. So that's how it was meant, but
Okay.
obviously, like, there was some very strong opinions about that word ratchet because Julie, like I said, Julie was saying, "Kiki, it's okay," because Julie had no idea.
Right.
And
And
then when
again, this is another thing with housewives, like, it's a double standard all the time. Like, this one can call this one something, but then this one calls this one something and it's a big deal.
yeah,
All these women are hypocrites and everything is so, contradictory and all that stuff.
yeah. Yeah, right. So, because then Adrian's like, "Well, I was breaking good news," and then Kiki's
Right.
still
And
stuck on right. But you're calling me ratchet. But what she was saying is the situation was ratchet, like this, like
right.
you saying what happened. Stephanie said, "I think Adriana meant to use a different word." And again, there are a lot of different languages that these people speak.
Right.
So I think that there was a lot going on. But the fact that they were literally yelling in this restaurant with other
Mhm.
people across the table, it just was a bit much. I mean, I did think it was funny.
Well, and then Kiki calls Adriana old and
Right,
forget it.
right.
And then Larsa says, "We need to remember that we're all friends."
No, you're not.
What?
Right,
You told Adriana to go cry in the corner last night. You told Lisa to go sit over there.
right.
You're talking shit about her boyfriend. You're making it way more salacious than it really is. Like, what? And she keeps saying how she's a good friend. She's not a good friend.
She's not a good friend. She's not a good friend. She's not. She's not. In Lisa's confessional, she said, "I don't know at this point if we need a referee or a translator, but I'm just glad I'm not in the hot seat." And I could feel that for her at that point.
Yeah.
Kiki's crying at this point.
I mean, that was a little
She said that,
dramatic.
she's trying to throw me under the bus. Julia keeps saying, "Kiki, stop," because again, Julie doesn't know what ratchet means. She thinks it's a tool.
Then Lisa tries explaining how she's taking the notes because of her legal issues. And then all of a sudden, Adriana's like, I have to go. I have to go back to Miami to watch her kids because I'm old. Like, I thought Lisa was getting ready to have like a good moment.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, explain, like, this is what the notes were about. Like, give her side. And then Adriana went and fucked it all up.
Yeah, well, because when Kiki called her old, it was a trigger for her. And they were talking about this on the after show. Well, Alexi in her confessional said, "Well, she's old. I mean, she's older." She's like, "Well, I'm old." But on the after show, it was Alexia and Marisol together. So I guess Adriana is a year older than them, or 2 years. Adriana is 2 years older than Alexia and Marisol. So she's 59, I think. Adriana's 59.
Man, she looks good.
She looks amazing, right?
Holy cow.
And the people were saying, "Well, you called Marisol old." Well, because when you're old, you can call someone old, right?
I
Right? That's how it works. Like, I can
don't think any of them should be calling any other one old because, one, they're very close in age, especially those 3,
right.
and women don't want to be called old. I'll
No.
just leave it at that.
No, no. So, when they ask Kiki about her mother's age, this wasn't on the show, right? This was on the after show. They asked Kiki, "What's old?" She's like, "Well, my mother's old." And they're like, "Well, how old is your mother?" I think she said her mother was 51.
Kiki,
So
you're killing me.
right? So, but for Kiki, like, that's old. It's all relative, right?
It is
Like,
all
it's
relative.
it's all relative. I thought it was hysterical when Larsa's like, "I gotta get out of here. Like, this is ridiculous." So her and Stephanie, like, get up and they're leaving. But meanwhile, Adriana had already said that, "I gotta get out of here because I gotta go
Yes.
home. I gotta get back to
Yes.
Miami." And then Stephanie's standing there and Adriana, like, runs into Stephanie and Stephanie's like, "You're not
I'm not
going
going
with
with
me."
you.
And so funny. That's when I laughed. Like, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so funny."
That was very funny.
Like, these women are literally insane. They're literally
Yes.
insane.
Yes.
Oh my God, the old so then Adriana
Stephanie was, like, losing her shit in the back seat.
oh my God, she was crying. I mean, she was literally crying in the car on the way back, or even when they get out there. So those guys get out to the car. It's Stephanie, Larsa, Alexia, and Marisol. And they're like, "Quick,
Mhm.
close the door so no one else can get in." Okay, that's mature.
And I'm sorry, that's mean girl behavior.
Okay, you're not allowed to say that.
I know, but it is.
So in the car, Stephanie's crying, literally crying about, like, what
Yeah.
is going like, she wasn't even involved in this,
Right.
right?
I
She
like,
wasn't even
what is
involved in
going
this.
on?
So Lisa's like, "Listen, we can fix this." Alexia said, "We can't fix anything in a dinner. I'm leaving." So now, this happened before that. So then Lisa's going around to all the tables apologizing to everybody.
Yeah, I think that was unnecessary.
Was
Like,
like
Lisa, just get in the car and go back to the hotel.
when she was doing that, I was like, to look at the people's faces,
They're
like,
like, "Who are you? We don't even know who you are." I don't think anybody in Sevilla knows who they are. Maybe
they
they do.
they have no idea. They have no idea.
They have no idea who these ladies are.
They really don't. So they get back to the hotel. The 4 of them get back to the hotel. Marisol, Alexia, Larsa, and Stephanie. And they sit down at the table in the hotel. And now they've got to decide what they're doing for the 22-minute plane ride tomorrow.
I mean, had to is a stretch. They didn't have to do that. Stephanie likes talking about her private jet. So now we're going to make a whole scene about a seating arrangement that doesn't fucking matter. The plane's not that big. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shade her private jet because we already know it's bigger than somebody else's she talked about. But it's not that big of a plane. There's not that many places for people to go. So
I don't know if you caught this. So before they're trying to figure that out, she hands them all a piece of paper and she's like, "Okay, you're going on my plane." She wants them to sign this waiver, the rules of the plane. Did you see that?
no, I did not.
Yeah, so she hands
Well, did
Marisol.
you watch it on Peacock by any chance?
I didn't. I watched it
Okay,
on I
because I
watched it on the
watched it
DVR.
on because it's hard now now that those shows are both on Thursday night, so
Yeah. No, I watched it in the DVR. So she handed them all a
okay.
piece of paper, and Marisol's like, "I can't even read this." Like, so it was the rules of her plane. And then she decides that she's going to try and figure out the seating arrangement. So in the after show, some of the things that were in the rules of the plane were, and this becomes a big topic of conversation on the after show. No pooping on the plane. You're not allowed to poop on the plane in the bathroom. I was like, "What?" You're not allowed to have
What if
your
somebody has a nervous stomach about flying?
well, you gotta hold it for 22 minutes. You're not allowed to poop on the plane. You sign that.
She's ridiculous with this plane.
And on the after show, she goes on to talk about it. She's like, "My glam squad doesn't eat for 3 days before we travel." Because they said to her, "What about if it's a transcontinental flight? Is that rule still apply?" I was like, "You've got to be kidding me."
Wow.
There's other things on that to do the rules list, like no sparkles, no all these other stupid things, and then she was telling Larsa one of the rules she got from Carolyn Stansberry. She's like, "You have to sign a thing." Carolyn Stansberry has rules for her plane too, but Caroline was, I guess, on her plane, and she had loose powder. Loose powder. Now you're not allowed to have any loose powder on the plane either. She had loose powder, and she had alligator counters or something, and the loose powder was getting all over it. I was like, "What?"
I think I would rather just fly commercial
I
and
think I'd
meet
rather
them
get on the
there.
train. I'll take the 3 hours and
Yes.
sit on the train,
Yes.
peace and quiet, and not have to deal with these crazy bitches.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure out the seating arrangements with the different compartments and the different things and who's gonna sit here and who's gonna sit there, and Marisol takes the one drink and she pours it into her drink. She's like, This is the reason I drink so much. This is crazy." And I have to
Yeah.
agree with her. I
I
definitely have to
totally
agree with
agree
her.
with her.
I mean, I wanted to
And
drink.
Thank God Marisol says Stephanie's being ridiculous with this plane ride.
Yeah,
Seriously, get over yourself, Stephanie.
right. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, God bless you. You're very wealthy. Good for you. But I don't think we needed a whole scene about them doing a seating chart on the PJ.
No, no. So they have it all figured out who's gonna sit where and who's gonna sit there. But then that's the end of it. Then we see scenes from next week, and they are all literally dancing on the
Yep.
plane together.
Yep. Jumping up and down, having a great friggin' time.
On the plane.
Yep.
Like, this is bullshit. I'm sorry. This is just bullshit.
Right.
It's
So
bullshit.
all that was for nothing, completely for nothing.
I don't
None
know.
of it makes sense.
It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense. I'm so over her PJ. They had a whole conversation about that on the after show, and her and Larsa were like, "I would never not take you. Like, would you go without me? Oh, I would not take you." And then Stephanie's like, "Well, I mean, Larsa would probably just call one of her 20 other friends who had a PJ, and then we would go together." I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
Seriously?"
shut up.
The 2 of them deserve each other. I don't want to see any more of either of them. I am so sick of them. I really am.
Listen, I don't even have a problem if they bring Stephanie back, which I'm pretty sure they are after she did that commercial with Melissa.
With
But
Marvel,
I
yeah.
honestly don't think we need Larsa. She brings nothing to the show. She's
I don't
not sharing anything with us
No, she's not. She's not, and you
about
know
her
what?
own life.
I would be so happy if they brought back Stephanie without Larsa.
Absolutely, because let's see how she moves
Mhm.
without Larsa.
Yep. I would like to
Yeah.
you know what? I think she would buddy right up with Alexia, though. I think she would crawl right underneath
Well,
her.
I mean, she'd be a fool not to because apparently Alexia's in charge.
Exactly.
They're all calling Alexia to reprimand the ones who are annoying them.
You know who's not calling Alexia? Adriana. Adriana's
Adriana
not
is
calling.
not calling Alexia.
Oh my god, that's the other thing they were talking about on the after show. Marisol and Alexia. So, it came up about how the other lady said to Marisol that she's different when Alexia's not there. Alexia was really mad at Marisol didn't say, like, "You should have said that that's not true, like, this isn't true," like, she was very mad at her, and there was at one point during the after show, you have to watch it. Alexia is telling Marisol that she has talked too much during this after show and that Alexia needs to talk. They were, like, fighting. They literally were fighting. You have to watch it.
Because I watched one of them, but I didn't see that part.
There's 3. There's 3 after
Okay,
shows.
I think I watched the first 2 and didn't get to the 3rd one yet.
They're arguing,
Interesting.
and Marisol just backs down. She just backs down.
Marisol 100% backs down. She is the Dolores of Miami. She
Just
is the
backs down.
Dolores of Miami, except she's not Switzerland with the other women.
Oh, no, she's
She's
not
full
Switzerland.
on Alexia's employee.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I will definitely watch that.
yes, our listeners, please watch the after show because it's so interesting to see the dynamics when they're just the 2 of them together, when
Yeah.
Alexia's getting mad. She's getting mad at Marisol about the whole Todd trip because she didn't know that that trip was supposed to be about getting her mind off of Todd. So you have to watch it. It's so good. She's like, "Oh, and how is it about that when everyone is just fighting? It wasn't even about Todd." And Marisol's like, "That was the reason we were planning this trip was like to get your mind off of Todd."
They told her that. Like, I think they just said, like, "We wanna take you away." Because remember she said, "Well, I have to be back by a certain date for Todd's birthday."
Right.
So I don't
Right.
think they said, like, "We wanna do this to take your mind off of Todd."
I think what happened was once she saw it, That's when she got mad.
Okay.
That's when
Well,
she
that
got
makes
mad.
sense.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when she
that
got mad,
makes
and then
sense.
and when she saw that, Marisol didn't, like, stick up for her when they were saying that she acts different when she's not with her, she was getting mad, and like I said, and she even said to Marisol, "You're talking too much. You let me, I think it's time for me to talk." It's like,
Wow. Holy cow.
it's good. It's worth the watch. It really is.
Yeah, I definitely will. That's funny.
Yeah. So I guess until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.